American kids believe in you than they do in vaccines or the Holocaust.
That's great. I mean, disheartening for America, but great for us.
Piece of shit! Oh my god! What the You stupid son of a bitch! You stupid son of a bitch!
Hey Seth, I don't know if you know about Christmas very well, but 160 countries celebrated it every year, including some countries that basically don't have it as a legal holiday. But before we start, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share this video, hit that notification bell, switch it to all, and you'll receive all of our notifications here on Q2Cast TV, and also all of our other social media platforms, BitChute, Odyssey, and now joining the family is Rumble. So thank you for tuning in. You'll find us on all of those social media platforms. It's listed in the description below. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for being a viewer. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate you, whether you agree or disagree with what we talk about. So, Santa Inc. What can I say about how much this 100% proves how bad Hollywood is. This shows the thought processes of Hollywood elites out there. You know, I used to enjoy movies with Seth Rogen, Sarah Silverman. I used to love the early stuff with Sarah Silverman. She was very funny. I liked her. But lately, it's like Janine Garofalo. She's become bitter. Why? These are the things you have to think is, why have some of these people become? Have they always been this way? Or these are the thoughts that they've always had? Have they been corrupted? Or just literally, as they've gotten older, they just hate themselves now, and they just rather have everyone else hate each other just like they do.
What are you looking at me for? You're all crazy!
So we had this series come out called Santa Inc. with Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman, which is on HBO Max. From the trailer itself, it's just pure garbage. I mean, it's to the point, at the time of this recording, and we're looking at it on here, which is, it's already aired. Basically, there is no critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. In fact, it says not enough ratings to calculate a score. I mean, that might change later. But the average audience score currently right now is sitting at 3%. One of the lowest rated TV shows of all time. I mean, this is pure garbage. Just looking at the trailer and the things they say, you know, they're trying to be comedic to the situation, but then, you know, you throw in that the main premise that this elf wants to take over Santa's job, and they throw in, you know, white supremacy and white activists, you know. It's just the stupidity. It is the real major stupidity. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, maybe it's because they're Jewish or something like that. But as I said in the beginning, understand, 160 countries celebrate Christmas. 160 countries. And this includes India, Indonesia, which last I saw, they were a Muslim country, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria and Ethiopia, Russia, Mexico. In Japan, it is not even a holiday, listed as a holiday, but they still celebrate it. the Philippines, Germany, France, South Africa, South Korea, Colombia, Spain, Ukraine, on Malaysia, the Czech Republic, Greece, Serbia, Hong Kong. Even though Hong Kong still, has been reverted to China, they still celebrate Christmas. El Salvador, Croatia, Moldova, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Jamaica, Cyprus, Macau, Montenegro, Malta, Iceland. I can go on and on and on. There are so many people around the world that celebrate Christmas. And some of them celebrate it differently. My family is Puerto Rican. We celebrate Christmas at the time of Christmas on 25th. And we also celebrate Three Kings, which is Christmas also in Puerto Rico. Which that's also believed in Spain as well, which is basically of the religious point of view, is the three kings that are bringing gifts to Christ. If you're familiar with the biblical story, and there are many different folklores throughout the world that describes Christmas in many various different ways, but it's still Christmas. And I said this in many times before. Christmas is more than gift giving. It is respecting one another, love for one another. Being with your family, being with your friends. You've heard situations. If you saw the end of Scrooge with Bill Murray and his description of what Christmas is.
For a couple of hours out of the whole year, we are the people that we always hoped we would be. It's a miracle. It's really a sort of a miracle because it happens every Christmas Eve. And if you waste that miracle, you're going to burn for it. I know what I'm talking about.
Giving a sandwich to someone, here, take the, this is the things that happens every Christmas. And people say, that we're crazy to say that there's a war on Christmas, but there is. When you look to this perspective that Seth Rogen sits there on Twitter and says people that are criticizing Santa Inc. are white supremacists. Hey Seth, I'm Puerto Rican. No way I could be a white supremacist. Because true white supremacists would never accept me. Because I am not white. Understand that. There are people who are black and they're called white supremacists. I mean, it's become to a point that racism, white supremacy, Nazism, all these words that they keep throwing at you have become nothing anymore. They used to be touted as things that were real nasty things back in the past. But the way they throw it at you, if you disagree because you don't like a particular movie and they're saying, well, you're a white supremacist because you don't agree with it. Listen to what you're saying, Seth. Listen to what you put in this movie. You made it sound like Christmas is an American thing. Christmas was running long before us. Long before Americans. See, technically, from one perspective, the first Christmas was in 336 AD. Put that in your mind. Put that in your mind. That you could sit here and just throw out this garbage, and you're sitting here and you're cursing every 10 seconds. Just trying to put down Santa Claus. You're trying to put down, I mean, if you made a comedy where, to the point where, you're having an adventure with Santa Claus, that would have been fine. But here, you're just putting out political activism. And then you're telling people to go F themselves if you don't like it. Well, guess what? A lot of people are telling you to go F yourself back at you, Seth.
Involved with this travesty of value. Fuck you.
I mean, wholeheartedly that you've just lost your mind. If you don't like Christmas, fine. Don't celebrate it. There are people in this country that doesn't celebrate Christmas. I know that. I've met them. And I'm okay with that if they don't like it. But if they sit there and they protest to try to get rid of Christmas, which this is sounding that you're doing, that's wrong. That's totally wrong. Oh yeah, Santa's white and this. Who cares? Who really cares? The premise of Santa Claus is that he's a good-hearted man who gives presents to children around the world. Guess what, Seth? You've become the Grinch. You've literally become the Grinch. Whether you hate. Guess what, Seth? The Grinch in the end learned that Christmas doesn't come in a box. Doesn't come by a Santa Claus. It becomes in the heart. Comes from the heart, Seth. So guess what? I guess you don't have a heart anymore. Because I bet, even though Israel doesn't celebrate Christmas in their ways, but in a way they probably do for some people out there. Because there are those who were Americans that have moved to Israel, and they probably do celebrate, and then there are those who don't. Doesn't matter what religion you are. You could still celebrate Christmas. It'd still be there for you. It promotes love for one another. If you can't take that perspective, then you don't need to be in this business, making specials like this. Because all this is propaganda, Seth. It's all but propaganda. You may not think it is, but guess what? It is. It's making you hate Christmas. And like I said, if you don't like Christmas, you don't have to celebrate it. But don't ruin it for the kids out there. The millions of kids throughout the world. Don't ruin it for them. There are people out there that believe that they should tell kids that Santa doesn't exist. No. That's totally insane. Let kids grow up and be kids. That's the problem these days. They're taking away for children to stop being children when they are children. And if you understand what that means, it's basically you got someone who's a young kid and you tell them, well, there's no Easter Bunny and there's no Santa Claus and don't believe in this. The world sucks and this way. See, this is why you had people like this growing up, because this is what they've been told, either by their families, by their teachers. Their minds have been poisoned. Let them grow up believing about Christmas. This is not indoctrination of Christianity. It is respect for one another. It's the same thing with Thanksgiving. They want to get rid of things. Oh, there's the genocide and stuff like that. You don't understand history. Go look it up yourself. Read a book. Stop listening to your professors who are saying bullshit. This is why I keep saying to you, don't send your kids away to college. Let them go to community college, or most of all, the best part about it is, let them go to trade school. Let them work with their hands. See, that's what we're missing, is that basically when you work with your hands, you think. You're able to focus on the things that are essential, that are important, and you look to the perspective of the things. When someone says something to you, you go investigate it yourself. Learn for yourself. Wisdom comes when you can have a one-to-one conversation with somebody. Wisdom doesn't come when someone controls the conversation and says, this is what the truth is. Well, guess what? The truth is about this is that Santa Claus is a great character. He's good for the world. He is needed. Christmas is needed more now than ever before. We need it now tremendously. We need to sit and look at ourselves and to be able to say Merry Christmas to everybody. We should be able to celebrate Christmas as a whole and not let people try to interrupt what we put ourselves as a holiday of respect, of love, friendship. You know, those of you out there, take a moment to watch not the Jim Carrey version. Watch the original Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The original cartoon. Take a moment and watch it. Or read the original Dr. Seuss book, which I know that's probably the next book that they want to get rid of now. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share. And we'll see you on the next one. Please comment below. Let me know how you feel about it. And we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in and stay safe. Have a good holiday. Spend it with your family or at least with some friends. Don't stay alone. Bye-bye now.
Did I forget something, big man?
Hot